This is for the class CEEN 4326. Our team members were Emmanuel Jimenez, Jaden Shilling, David Villareal, and Christopher Wheeler. This is the Project E scoping level project report, a proposed hotel, restaurant, and banquet facility. This is what the proposed hotel and banquet facility look like, and the proposed restaurant. Table of contents, it covers everything where it's at and our project scope. The main purpose of this project is to construct a new hotel, restaurant, and banquet facility in the Washington, D.C. area. Um, this area sees a lot of tourists every year, and this facility could serve as a new venue for hosting events such as company parties, meetings, weddings, family vacations, and much more. This project will also have a parking lot and earthwork. The construction of this project will begin on 6/15/2027. A little more about the project is the hotel will have a footprint of 2,170 square meters and an area of 7,481 square meters, spanning 4 stories and having a total of 130 rooms. The hotel will have amenities such as fitness center, indoor pool, a lobby, bar, 3 meeting rooms, a sauna, and a breakfast bar. The banquet facility will have a footprint of 726 square meters and an area of 1,570 square meters, spanning 2 stories. The banquet facility will contain a kitchen, outdoor seating, 2 meeting rooms, and a banquet room. The restaurant will have a footprint of 325 square meters and an area of 566 square meters, spanning 2 stories. The restaurant will have 2 bars, seats on both floors, a kitchen, and 2 function rooms. These are rooms that can be used for private parties or just when the space gets overflown. Uh, the parking lot will have 165 parking stalls, with 10 of those being handicap accessible. The parking lot will span the entire property with 54 parking stalls at the hotel, 47 at the banquet facility, and 64 at the restaurant. An additional 42 parking stalls will be constructed to serve as overflow and for snow removal and storage. This total is included in the 165 total parking stalls. Here is our work breakdown structure. We broke this project up into 4 separate categories: the hotel, restaurant, banquet facility, and scroll down. Sorry, and the outdoor area. Each of these, like the hotel, restaurant, and banquet facility, will have subcategories such as electrical, roof, foundation, walls, structure. That includes the framing and beams that are expected to be needed, interior walls, mechanical systems, and exterior finishes. And like I said, each facility has each of these categories, except for the outdoor. Uh, so as you see, like in the hotel, under mechanical systems, there's HVAC, plumbing, and then we'll have water heaters, sewer lines, pool pump, because there is going to be a few pools and hot tubs and so forth. Here in the outdoor area, we'll of course have the parking lot, which will include curb and gutter, signing, and striping needed to be done. Earthwork, that's going to be needed, general excavation and filling, and other stuff that is to be needed. And then we will have some concrete structures outside, which will be like medians. They'll be holding plants and some other signs. And then lastly, we have the canopy, and that's going to include a gutter as well, which there's a canopy in between each building. Here is our preliminary cost estimate. We found that our total will be $86,807,052. With the most costly phase is going to be the hotel, of course. Um, so we broke it down into the overhead and profit, labor, materials, and equipment, with labor taking up 40% of our costs, materials can be 25%, equipment 20, and our overhead and profit another 20. Uh, with overhead, we found it to be about 10%, and profit is 10% as well. And in our preliminary estimate, we estimated labor costs, materials, equipment, overhead, and profit. As you can see, our references are listed below if you're interested in checking them out and looking at our estimated costs. I'll give you some more information. Some of these references, like Autodesk, provided us with, I believe, the hotel and some others. And then the first one, retail center construction costs, that one helped with our restaurant. Here is our schedule. We're estimating this project to take about 119 weeks or 2.3 years to complete, with the hotel taking up a large majority of this time. Uh, and as shown earlier, we're breaking down these phases into the hotel, restaurant, banquet, and outdoor, starting with earthwork and then going on to the foundation. Once earthwork is done, then we can start laying the foundation for each of these structures. And each structure has the same path. So, of course, foundation is first, and then the structure, followed by the roof. Next up is going to be the exterior finishes. And then here we can split off into two after exteriors. Exterior finishes, we can have the electrical systems and mechanical systems can take place parallel or concurrent with each other. Once those items are complete, we finish with the interior. Lastly, once the hotel interior finishes are done, we are going to start the concrete work and then parking lot, and then lastly the canopy. The reason we did this last is because there's going to be a lot of traffic coming in and out of this construction zone, and we don't want any damage done to the parking lot or to any structures. These structures could also get in the way of transporting materials in and make it a little inconvenient to these truck drivers and make it difficult to transport these materials. So here is our work breakdown diagrams if you're interested in taking a look. This is basically the work breakdown structure, but we broke it down to visualize it a little bit better and see which categories these all fall into. So I'm gonna scroll through these slowly so you can look. Lastly, for this part of the project, I broke down the activities into a activity on node to better visualize it. And so as you can see, as previously stated, we'll begin the project with earthwork being first, foundation, structures, roof, exterior finishes, splitting off to mechanical, electrical, interior finishes to concrete work, then parking lot, canopy, lastly we end. Like I said, we want all of the other projects to be done before we start on our concrete work outside. Here is our feasibility analysis. Our total cost being $86,807,000. Our projected revenue is going to be $8.68 million, which we determined this project is feasible. The projected revenue is 10% of the total cost, meaning that a steady flow of revenue is projected after 10 to 20 years. This will result in an overall profit from the project. Since the average life expectancy for a project like this is around 40 years, the project would appear to be an overall success, as there would be great profit, assuming projected revenue values are accurate. Project comments and critiques. The proposed project will bring many changes to the area, with some positive and some negative. The local economy will benefit from the project, as it will bring new employment opportunities and make the area more appealing to tourists. The money being spent by people at these locations will also benefit the economy and lead to more growth in the area. On the other hand, changes and complications in the project could lead to an increase in cost. Project will also most likely displace nearby smaller businesses. The project will also have a beneficial impact on the community by providing new spaces for people to gather and host various events. This will lead to a more effective and socially inclined community that will cause more growth in the area. However, the project may have numerous negative impacts on the environment. The stress caused by the construction on the environment may lead to various problems like water pollution, loss of habitats for native species, and a general decrease in quality in the environment during construction. The engineer's main responsibility should be to enforce public safety and a work ethic based on integrity and efficiency. With these goals in mind, the project will go along more smoothly, leading to a safe and efficient work environment that will minimize problems on the field, in turn decreasing the cost of the project. These responsibilities will make sure that the negative impacts are kept to a minimum and that the project is an overall success. So that concludes our project presentation.